We have moved 17 times in the past 22 years of marriage. So as two experienced nomads who have moved a combined total of 7 times Fort Collins in particular, we've put our heads together to create something special for you. The ultimate guide to relocating to Fort Collins.
We know how exciting, we know how daunting it can be to move yourself, especially your family, to a new city. So we've tried to take the best of what we've learned along the way to provide you with a step-by-step approach so that you have a successful transition to Fort Collins. We're going to break this video down into 2 sections. First, we're going to walk through the 5 stages of moving to Fort Collins. And then secondly, we're going to throw in some best practices. These are 3 pro tips that you're not going to want to miss. These are things that are going to help the move go smoothly.
So let's begin by looking into the 5 stages of moving. Stage number 1 is research and preparation. All right, no move is going to be smooth if we don't start with some good old-fashioned planning. Moving to a new city is a lot of work, and whether you're a homeowner or a renter, it's going to be very important to think ahead. Here are some important questions to ask yourself as you research. Are you selling your current home? Now that's a whole process in itself, and you'll need to coordinate the sale of the home with the move. So please let us know if we can help. We can even connect you with a reputable agent in your area if that's needed. Now, are you renting? Look through the lease terms and make sure you know what your dates are, what it takes to get your security deposit back, etc. And make sure everything coordinates with your moving timeline. And when it comes to your new home in Fort Collins, what are your options? Are you renting or buying? That will obviously shape your preparation. Have you scoped out potential neighborhoods? This is a big deal. Fort Collins boasts a diverse range of neighborhoods, each with its own feel and amenities. Take Old Town, for example. It's a classic destination, but you will pay for it. Now, there are some amazing family-friendly communities in Midtown, Southeast, and West Fort Collins. And oftentimes people find what they're truly looking for in some of the surrounding areas, like Timnath, Windsor, Wellington, or Loveland. Take a closer look at each of these areas' features, costs, and lifestyle to find the perfect neighborhood to call home. We have a neighborhood tours playlist below. Check it out and be sure to leave us a comment below if there are any particular neighborhoods you'd like to see us create a video tour of. What does the job situation look like? Have you considered school options for the kiddos? This is also a pretty big one for families. Fort Collins has strong public, private, charter, and homeschooling options. And lastly, let's not forget about the financial aspect. Moving could put a serious dent in your wallet, so be sure to budget for those expenses up front. We'd encourage you to come up with some specific numbers so you're not flying blind.
Stage 2 in the moving process is to plan a trip to Fort Collins. Before making a move, we would highly recommend that you visit Fort Collins in person. Even though we try to give you a really good feel for what the city's like here on the channel, there's only so far that we can take you. You really need to see it. You have to feel it, smell it, and taste it for yourself. So if you visit, it gives you the opportunity to explore the neighborhoods. You drive up College Avenue, you drive past CSU, you see the foothills off to the west, you walk through Old Town Square, you stop in some shops, you get lunch at one of the countless restaurants in Old Town. You imagine yourself living in this city as your home. Now, if an immediate physical visit isn't feasible, consider taking virtual tours here on the channel to familiarize yourself with the area. And please do let us know if we can be a resource to help you see something that we haven't covered on the channel.
Stage number 3, setting up moving services. As moving day approaches, it's time to start setting up essential services. We highly recommend you hire professional movers to ensure a smooth transition, and consider selling the unnecessary items to lighten your load. We'll talk more about these points in just a minute. And at the very least, hire movers to load and unload the moving truck. By planning ahead and organizing these services in advance, you will alleviate stress on moving day and ensure a seamless transition to your new home. Stage number 4, the actual move. When it comes time to make the move, plan your drive to Fort Collins carefully, taking into account the distance and logistics involved. Give yourself a buffer of a few days to avoid any last-minute hiccups. And consider breaking up the drive into 2 or 3 days to make it more manageable. When we moved from California a few years ago, we made the trip in 2 days, and we wished we had spread it out a bit more. Make sure you pack enough clothes to manage any unexpected changes or weather. Bring a bathing suit, and don't forget your toiletries. Consider making the most of your downtime. After all, moving is stressful enough. You might as well squeeze in a little R&R while you're at it. And like we said, don't forget to hire local movers to assist with the unloading and the unpacking upon your arrival in Fort Collins.
Stage 5 is getting your utilities set up. Once you arrive in Fort Collins, it's essential that you set up your utilities promptly. You want to research internet companies, electricity options, water, trash, recycling. Just make sure that all that is up and running smoothly so that your new home is a place of comfort and you've got heat. We have resources to help you track this stuff down. If that would be helpful, please let us know. Okay, if you made it to stage 5, congratulations. You have successfully moved to Fort Collins. But we're not done. We have a few final tips that you're going to need.
Tip number 1, update important documents. Moving means updating your address on a slew of important documents, from your driver's license to your pet registration. Don't procrastinate on this one. Trust me, you don't want your mail playing hide and seek with your new Fort Collins address. So set up mail forwarding, keep tabs on those bank statements, and get ahead of the curve by updating your info pronto. Your future Fort Collins self will thank you for it. Tip number 2, vet your movers. Put some energy into finding the right moving company. Now this is a biggie. When you're relocating to a new city, you want to make sure you've got a reliable team in your corner. So before you commit to a mover, do your homework. Get quotes from multiple companies, but don't just focus on the price tag. Look for the movers who specialize in long distance moves and scour those online reviews like a pro. And hey, do not skip on the research. Your peace of mind is worth it. After all, the last thing you want is to be twiddling your thumbs in an empty Fort Collins house while your furniture takes an unexpected detour.
Pro moving tip number 3, don't move things that you don't need. Let's talk about decluttering. This is a crucial step in any move. Every time we move, we are getting rid of stuff. We're purging. Trust me, there's no better time to Marie Kondo your life than during a move. Take a long look hard, look at what you got. Do I use this stuff? Do we really use these things? If not, out they go. And hey, if you've got bulky furniture or random knickknacks, my wife always got these knickknacks, she's hauling them around the nation, consider donating them or selling them at a garage sale. You don't need to be moving these things cross country if you don't use them. Remember, every item that you leave behind is one less thing that you have to worry about on moving day.
And once you arrive, our assistance doesn't end. We're here to provide guidance and support throughout your transition. Whether it's housing, utility information, local restaurants, info about the music scene, you name it, we're here to help.
Also, be sure that you take advantage of our resources, such as our relocation guide that Amy just mentioned. We also have a video on 10 things you should know before moving to Fort Collins. That'll be really helpful for allowing you to settle in with ease. You can call us, you can text us if you want, you can email us, and just let us know that you'd like the relocation guide. We'll send that your way. Also, we would love to sit down and do a complimentary strategy session with you.
Thanks for joining us today. I'm Amy Holton.
And I'm Jeremy Holton with the Holton Home Team at eXp Realty, helping you find the place you belong in Northern Colorado.